Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to finally share an update on my 2024 financial goals. This has been long overdue. I just checked when my last update was that I uploaded, and it was for my June update. So it has been a good 6 months. So I need to catch you guys up. I made a lot of progress on my goals. So let's just jump into it. And this photo overlay, I'm just covering up the rest of my goals so I can go through them one by one. But this overlay is just a random photo that I took near my boyfriend's parents' property. We went on a little walk in the fall, and one of their neighbors has some cows. So that's what this random photo is. So my first goal for 2024 was to make $10,000 in extra income. And this is income that I make outside of my normal 9 to 5 day job. So things like cash back from apps or credit cards, interest from my high yield savings accounts, pet sitting, and other, which would be just any other random thing. Like I sold some silver, I got some random tax rebate returns, some bank bonuses. I got a random huge settlement check from a class action lawsuit in July. So everything like that. My original goal for this was $5,000. And then I think by April or May, I realized that I was definitely going to overshoot that goal by a lot. So I increased it to $10,000, and I ended up overshooting that as well. I ended up making $11,029.48 in 2024, which is just awesome. I'm super happy with that. And then my next goal, was to make $85,000 in gross income. So this is all of my paychecks and my extra income combined. I'm a 1099 contractor, so I have to pay taxes on my paychecks and this extra income as well. So just keep that in mind. None of this is net. It's all gross. I have to pay taxes on all of it. So my goal, I definitely overshot this goal. So I ended up making $94,000, which is my highest income year ever. And I'm super happy with that. My goal looks low because I believe I started 2024 at a $75,000 salary. And then I had a $5,000 extra income goal. So realistically, I was going to make about $80,000, and I made this $85,000 goal so that it would motivate me to ask for a raise from my 9 to 5 job, which I did do, and I ended up getting that raise in April. And then I also received an extra paycheck this year because with the way that the leap day worked in 2024, I ended up with a 53rd paycheck. So that definitely helped boost this income as well. And then obviously all of my extra income. I was not expecting to make over $10,000 when I originally set this goal. So yeah, definitely very happy with that for this year. Then my next goal was to invest $50,000, which I did hit back in November. I'm a little annoyed because I overshot this goal by $250 because I accidentally over transferred $250. But hey, I invested over $50,000, which I'm super happy with. I started the year wanting to invest $30,000, and then I think by March or April I increased that goal to $40,000 because I realized I had a really big head start in January, gave me a really big boost. So I just realized that I was going to overshoot that $30,000 goal, so I increased it to $40,000, and then I think by summertime I increased it to $50,000 because I was just doing extremely well, making a lot of extra income, and got that raise from my job. So I was able to meet that $50,000 goal, which was super. I'm just very proud of myself for doing that. That is the most that I've ever invested, obviously. Let's go to my next goal. So my next goal is more of a tracking goal because I don't have control over the stock market, obviously. And so again, this original goal was a little bit low just because I thought that originally I was going to invest like $30,000 at the beginning of the year. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I hit $100,000 invested in what I would consider my accounts that would contribute towards retirement. So this does not include what I have invested in crypto, just because crypto is so volatile and it could go to zero. It's more of a gamble for me, just like a fun thing on the side. If it goes to zero, it's whatever. It doesn't affect me because this is what I am counting towards my retirement or just, future income. So anyway, definitely met this goal. I ended the year at $133,000 invested, and that's even after the stock market took quite a dip in December. So really looking forward to see how this ends up at the end of 2025. And then the last thing that I like to track on this sheet is different retirement figures. So this first one is financial independence, retire early. If you've never heard of FIRE, I can just move this down. So this number is tracking if I were to retire today and live off of what I have invested up here, this $133,000, and I withdrew at a 4% per year rate, I would be able to theoretically withdraw a little over $5,000 to live off of. So just like, it's not super accurate because if I did retire early, I'd probably not withdraw 4%. That might be a little bit high if you're retiring early. I think the 4% figure is calculated on like a more traditional retirement age and making sure that you have money to last you till death, basically. So anyway, just like a super just like rough metric to track that I think is fun to watch go up. And then these next three numbers are my CoastFi numbers that I like to track. So CoastFi, if you don't know, is if I were to stop investing today and let this $133,000 grow until age 67 or 60 or 55, then this number is theoretically what I would be able to draw on an annual basis from my investments. This money would grow into, however many millions of dollars by the time I reach these ages. And then this would be a 4% withdrawal rate of that total amount. So I ended the year at, if I were to coast until age 67, theoretically, I could withdraw just under $50,000 per year, which I'm super proud of. My first goal, I definitely want to hit CoastFi at 67 and be able to withdraw $60,000. And I think that I could hit that this year in 2025. So really looking forward to seeing that number go up as long as the stock market does okay. And then the next number is CoastFi at 60. So if I were to let my $133,000 coast until I reach 60, it wouldn't grow as much, obviously, as 67 because it has 7 fewer years to grow. So I would be able to withdraw $30,000 at 60. And at 55, I would be able to withdraw $22,000. So future goals is definitely to get all of these up to a withdrawal rate of $60,000 a year. I really would like to retire in my 50s for sure, hopefully between like 50 and 55. So this is just a super helpful metric to track. It's also, for me, like a safety net. So if something were to happen to me today that I couldn't work my normal job anymore and I couldn't make enough to invest as much as I currently do, then I can rest assured that come these traditional retirement ages, I'll be fine. I don't have to, work into my 80s and 90s to live. If Social Security doesn't exist or it's not enough, I can just sleep a little easier at night knowing that I am going to be okay. So that is all for my 2024 goals. Let's jump over and do a quick net worth update. So, just to recap what I ended January with, I ended at $104,000 net worth at the end of January 2024. I believe I started January around $100,000 net worth, so it went up a few thousand in January. But yeah, just to give you a starting point. And then let's just fast forward over to December. So, in my cash, this is everything in my high yield savings accounts, my checking accounts, my literal cash that I have on hand. That all added up to $35,039.60. And my solo 401k ended 2024 at $24,290.95. My SEP IRA ended at $27,664.10. My Roth IRA ended at $45,406.33. My HSA ended at $9,879.62. And then my two brokerage accounts together added up to $25,948.75. And then my crypto, which is mostly invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Why couldn't I remember that? Ethereum. I was going to say Ethernet, but that's not right. Ethereum. So those added up to $20,846.51 for a total of $189,075.42 in total assets. And then to get my net worth, we have to subtract my liabilities. So my first liability are my credit cards. I pay them off every month, but I let the statement balance, I pay it off when the statement balance is due. So when December ended, my credit cards were at $1,936.60. And then I also like to keep my tax savings down here as a liability since I am a 1099 contractor and I have to pay quarterly taxes. And I just don't like seeing my net worth flip-flop so much every quarter when I'm making like thousands of dollars of payment to the IRS. I just prefer to not count it in my net worth so that my net worth is like a little bit more stable, if that makes sense, just personal preference. But my tax savings for the year actually ended at $0 because I did a mock tax return back in November and I realized that I already met most of my tax liability for 2024. So I don't need to make a fourth quarter payment for 2024. I might just owe like a little bit when I do my tax return, but yeah, I don't need to make a big payment. So I took the $3,000 that I had originally saved for my fourth quarter payment and I was able to give that to my parents as a big Christmas thank you gift for letting me live with them for the last 3 years. And I gifted them money towards an Alaska cruise. So that's where that money went. So my total liabilities ended at $1,936.60 for a grand total net worth of $187,138.82, which is kind of funny to look at. Back in November when the stock market was going crazy, I actually had a $19,000 increase from October. I think the stock market went down in October too, so I only had a $10 increase back then. So it's just kind of funny how it averages out. So this year, if we add up the total dollar changes throughout the year, I increased my net worth by a little over $82,000 in 2024, which is great because that's pretty much what I made from my day job. So that's amazing that I was basically able to retain that. So that's it for my net worth update and the update on my 2024 financial goals. Let me know how you did on your 2024 goals. And thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you're interested in seeing future updates and future budgeting videos. And I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, bye guys.